Hello, Auburn family and Auburn fans. If you just if you love Auburn or you just want to be a part of our program, we got a great show for you today. I have a great co-host, Justin Hokanson, that's here with me today. Uh, Guys, we're going to bring some great information today, and you're in for a real treat. We have one of our big time players, one of our leaders on that defense, one of the guys up front that you're going to be hearing a lot from this year. That's going to be making some special plays. And you should be excited as well as everybody about what you've been hearing about the Auburn program this offseason. It's going to be a different looking team this year. And it's definitely going to be going down in the jungle this season. So let's bring on our big man, Justin. Instead of keeping them waiting around, let's just bring on Mr. Jayson Jones. Jason, what's going on with you?
I'm all good. How about you guys?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. One thing I like to say, man, first of all, is thank you for your time for coming on here. We know you guys are very busy, but we know that you guys also want to, show support to all the people that support NIL and give to, to make sure that you guys as student athletes can have an opportunity to make, some money for yourself and your name, image, and likeness and everything. So thanks for being on the show this morning. Hey, man, talk about this off season. It's been you've been one of the staples that's been here since last year. You came over from Oregon, transfer, and then now you're going through a new coaching staff with Coach Freeze coming in and all the guys he's brought in. Talk about what you've seen so far from the change, from one staff to the next staff and throughout this whole transfer portal with all these new teammates.
Yeah, so like you said, every coaching staff has their few things that they believe in and few things that they say and stuff like that. And a lot of the things that they're saying align with my beliefs. No, some of my beliefs are, believing in family, believing in each other, and like I tell everybody all the time, have confidence, but confidence without arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most important thing in a team because if you have a bunch of people who are divided, in my opinion, you can't be a successful team.
Right.
And like Freeze has been amazing. I love Freeze. He tells you the truth, whether it's good, bad, ugly, great, doesn't matter. Garrett's been amazing. Robert's been amazing. So I mean, I love this coaching staff, and I'm excited for this season.
Good deal.
Yeah, Jason, when you think back to, I guess last summer, heading into this summer, how do you compare the two? As a player, I mean, you're out there, busting it, working it hard, and sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you're out there doing everything you're supposed to do. You don't always know how it's going to come together in terms of the fall. What are some things you're seeing in this team out of the spring into the summer that makes you think that you guys have the right chemistry, the right culture to make progress this fall?
I think the number one thing is that we are starting to believe in each other. Like I said, like if you don't believe in each other and you want to be selfish, then that just doesn't really work out too well together. But if you buy into what the coaches are saying, you believe and you trust and you do the things within the scheme of defense. I mean, you're unstoppable. We're talking about like going undefeated. But once you want to start doing your own thing, that's when people start messing up, blown coverages, misreads, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Jason, you got some new teammates. As we talked about, Justin Rogers, big guy from Kentucky, coming over, played in the SEC for a while now. You have Elijah McAllister come over from Vanderbilt, another SEC guy. But then you kind of go outside the SEC. We brought in Mosaic Kite, and then you also bring in, I think I'm missing one more, but
Taylor,
yeah, Lawrence.
Lawrence
Yeah,
Johnson,
Lawrence Johnson. Yeah, you bring Lawrence Johnson from Purdue. So you bring in some guys that add some depth for one, but then you also bring in some guys that's played and had some success in this league. Talk about what you're excited about with this new looking D line. You lose Derek Hall, you lose Kobe Wooden, two big time guys, but you come in, you're not dealing with a freshman. Keldrick's probably the only freshman at that level that can probably gonna see a lot of playing time. But talk about some of these veterans that have come in and what it's like to get to know them early on.
I think the best thing about that is the experience. You don't have to teach them much. I mean, every team has different technique, so I mean that's the only thing you got to learn and teach them is the technique part. They got the plays down. That's not the problem. They've been in this thing for 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years. So that's the best part. And I think another thing is just the depth too behind and the depth up forward is just you can mix and match everybody. Like I'm just not playing nose right. I can move out the tackle. Mosiah can play tackle and defensive end. Lawrence can play nose guard and tackle. Justin Rogers can play nose and tackle. So we have so many different combinations. Marcus Harris can play, in my opinion, all three positions.
Right.
So it opens us up to a lot of different packages and a lot of different things that we can do with our defensive line instead of just being one-dimensional.
Hey, Jayson, individually for you, what are some of the biggest adjustments you've made from last year to this year, coming from and also coming from Oregon to Auburn? What are some of the adjustments you made in terms of playing in the SEC? But what do you think you really learned last year that opened your eyes that you really can't know until you get in it? And you got in it and you did it, and now you can take that into this year.
I definitely learned that these boys are faster and stronger real quick, like real quick, especially first day of practice. I learned these guys are way stronger, way faster. So and their knowledge on the game is so much different than I've ever seen. So I think going into this year, especially, I've educated myself a little bit more. I got my body right. I've stayed healthy, trying to, all the injuries I had last year, trying to get them to where they won't be a problem anymore and just go. That's my number one thing that I want to do this year, just go.
Yeah, I've been seeing you online. You working out with the trainer. I think it's Steven. What's his name?
Leonard Stevens.
Yeah,
I call him Coach L.
Yeah, so I seen you been working out with him, doing a lot of extra workouts, and that's what it takes to get to the next level. You have your strength coaches here on campus, but then you guys have that time that you have to get away for a couple of weeks. You can't be there on campus based off the rules and different things. So talk about like what it's like when you're away from Auburn, but still keeping that same mindset to understand, because you're gearing up to have a big year. What does Jayson Jones want to see from himself this year at the end of the season?
Oh, I just want to say, like, it's so easy to get out of shape just in one, because we get that whole month off really before it's mandatory again. So it's so easy to get out of shape. And I mean, I don't think anybody should want it more than yourself to stay in shape and to do the things that you want to do, especially in this league, because all the eyes are on you in this league. I mean, especially on Auburn, you're going against Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, Mississippi State every single year. And that's just not once every few, that's every single year. Yeah. So if you want to do the things on the big stage and on the big show, the eyes are going to be on you, and that's up to you if you want to shine. And the only way to shine is to keep grinding during times when you really don't feel like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Jayson. Hey, talk a little bit about scheme. We don't have to get too into the weeds, but I do think it's interesting, and I do think that from what I've noticed over the years, I think fans are getting more into trying to figure out why you do the things you do instead of just watching. Like, I think there's a lot more content out there for them to understand schemes and concepts, and people are digging a little bit. So for you, under this new defense, under Ron Roberts, and under what Jeremy Garrett wants you to do, what are maybe some differences from last year to this year that you're required to do from a defensive line standpoint? And maybe what are some key things that you have to do to be successful?
I think the most important thing from last year to this year is like the Coach Roberts is giving us the opportunity to really get off the ball and be in the backfield. But not all the time, because here's the thing: the normal thing when you hear defensive lineman, you always hear about getting to the backfield, doing this, getting off the block. But a lot of times when you do so, and you're not fitting up on your man, and you're not on your man and in your gap, you open up another lane to be opened up, and then that's when the big runs happen. So, and that's a lot of people don't understand that. Oh, why is he staying right there? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Because I mean, that's what I'm told to do, and I'm going to do my job. If I don't do my job, I don't play. That's just how it is. But he's allowing us to move more, get off the ball, and again with the whole depth thing, we're allowed to mismatch. So I'm not always in a zero technique. I might move out to a 4-eye. Justin isn't always in a zero technique. He might move out to a 4-eye or a 3 or a 2-eye. Marcus ain't always in a 5 or a 4-eye. He can move out to be a 2-eye if he wants to.
Yeah, your base is more of a 34, right? But
34.
then y'all can go to a 4-3 because of the depth, when need to. or you can go down to a 25 front sometimes, and as we call under. So that's the thing about being able to have more depth, is the versatility that makes you guys be able to utilize your athleticism, your talent, and everything. And
Yeah, it makes us more of a dangerous team too, because you never know what we're gonna do every single game. Like, yeah, we might start off in a 3-4, but then next thing you know, we're in a 5-2, 2-5. We just mismatch it every single game. And like they game plan us, we game plan them.
Right. Jayson, I'm gonna ask you one offensive question, because who's better to ask than a defensive lineman that goes against offensive linemen on a day-to-day basis? This offensive line has been completely revamped. From last season. What have you seen from the new guys and this new offensive line going through the spring? What can Auburn fans expect from this offensive line this season?
Well, honestly, I like this O line, and I'm really confident in this O line. They've gotten really agile. They're very they can move. So that, and one person I want to not really call out, but say is Avery Jones. This spring, like he is so technical that you can't just do whatever you want with him, because he'll make you look like a fool. And Avery Jones, like he's veteran too. He's from Eastern Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But don't let that fool you, though. He's strong. He's strong as an ox. So yeah, you gotta. He'll adjust. He's one of them people that will adjust to you no matter how you play him. Same thing with Dylan Wade. He's very, very strong tackle, amazing person, great hands and everything. Good in the run and good in the pass. So he's a balanced offensive tackle.
Jesse, you have anything else, or you want me to go ahead and ask him an NIL question and rapid fire?
Let's hear about some NIL.
All right, so Jayson, NIL has changed the landscape of college sports. Like I always say, right birth timing. You get an opportunity to do something, for your family. You get an opportunity to take pressure off yourself when you're out playing these games and different things, and you can kind of help those around you. Is what I'm trying to say. So, as a student athlete, like, how has NIL been beneficial to you guys?
I know for me, you pretty much said it right there. It's helped me and my family tremendously when, like, I can give back to my family, because, again, like, I love my mom and my dad, and they sacrificed so much for me just to be in this spot right here, even talking to you guys. So I try and give back as much as possible. It's helped me learn a little bit more about, like, the whole finance side of things when it comes to real estate, stocks, treasury bonds, on all that different type of stuff. So it's helped me and opened me up to a lot of different opportunities that will come later in the future as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, because, like I say, you guys get a chance to learn about things now, especially some of you guys that's going to get a chance to play at the next level. It won't be the first time you hear about, finances or taxes or different things. And then for guys that don't make it to the next level, it's a great opportunity for them to have a great start to life and everything based off the relationships that they build through NIL and the people they get a chance to meet. So let's get into the nitty gritty, though, Jayson. Let's get into your last rapid fire. Get to know a little bit about yourself and everything, so our fans can, not just see you out there with a helmet on, but actually get a chance to know the real Jayson Jones.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Let's get it. So, night before a big game, you getting ready to play Georgia, you getting ready to play Bama, LSU, all these big time hitters. What's your go-to meal before a big game?
I need wings and I need mac and cheese. That's I know that's a little weird combination. I need mac and cheese. I need wings.
Get some good carbs and get your protein in same time.
Protein.
Okay.
Or and a side of bowl of grapes. I need that.
Okay. All right. I thought you were gonna throw some pasta in there, man. Most of these guys, D lineman, O line, talking about some pasta or something. But okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, keeping it wings.
I'm all wings over here.
Gotcha. Next question. What would you tell a younger high school version of yourself?
Of myself?
Yeah.
I think it would be the confidence without arrogance, because at one point I got a little ego, and that got torn up pretty quick. And then also I tell him don't go too fast, slow down.
Gotcha. What do you do to calm the butterflies before a big competition?
A lot of times I really don't get nervous because I talk to myself and I tell myself like you ain't got time to be nervous. What's being nervous gonna help you with? So I don't really. I try not to get nervous, but when I do, I just remind myself you ain't got no time to be nervous at all. You ain't got time.
All right. What's your favorite Auburn tradition so far?
Auburn Church, the Tiger, what's it called?
Tiger Walk.
Tiger Walk, yeah.
Yeah. Tiger
Seeing
Walk.
all the fans down there all lined up for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, we won't have an NFL team in Alabama, so you're basically the NFL team.
Right.
So I think that's my favorite tradition. Behind that would be Tumor's Corner, Rolling Tumor's Corner.
Talk about the experience of the Texas A&M game when you saw all those people at Tiger Walk, and you guys was like you wasn't having the season you want to have, and you still see all these people.
Shoot, it was a great feeling. I mean, I've never been a part of something like that in my life. I didn't know Auburn fans were like that, coming from Oregon at least.
Yeah.
And it was just a great feeling, especially for when we won. Everybody stayed in the stadium, kind of like had a little party over in the end zone right there. So that was amazing, and I want to feel like that every game. You know what I mean? I want to feel like that every game because that was an amazing feeling.
Cool. Last one. Most guys, some girls, guys, they have these superstition rituals or things that they have before big game, before any game or something. They won a game before they do this the next week. Do you have any superstitions or rituals?
I feel like if I don't sit in silence for at least 15 minutes before a game, then I'm just like knocked off my game completely. Like a lot of people listen to music, have the headphones in, rocking and stuff. But I gotta sit, meditate, sit in complete silence for at least 15 minutes.
So you like to visualize making plays before they actually happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Well, Auburn family, that's our big guy, Jayson Jones. I'm looking for tremendous things from this guy this year. As you know, I'll be helping call the game with Andy Burchin. Can't wait, man. I'm excited to call your name on the radio cast when you sack somebody, and they know that the big guy coming through. So we look forward for a great season. Wish you all the best, wish you great health, and continue to be the leader that you are for this football team. And let's get this program back going in the right direction. And I think you guys up front going to be the reason why.
For sure, yeah. And thank you for having me on, War Eagle.
War Eagle, appreciate you.
See you, Jayson.
Yeah.